Under the hood.
Okay, so welcome back to HMTV, Hildebrand Motors Television. I'm Tim Bowen, and this is Richard Fair, and we're today going to talk about trailering, and we're going to touch on trailering, let's say that, and just touch on some issues that we think, maybe some people are worried about. And if you have more questions that you want us to answer, you can always email me, timb at Hildebrand Motors, timb@hildebrandmotors.com, and Richard is richardf at hildebrandmotors.com. So feel free to email us. So Richard, about the different types of trailering and different hitches and different combinations thereof, what do you want to say about that?
Just some general points, I think. If you are towing a fifth wheel, for instance, you want to have it installed by someone quite reputable. I mean, that's a lot of investment. You want to make sure that your hitch is secure, that it's done properly. The other hitches, the trailering hitches, are generally installed if you purchase a truck with a hitch package. It'll be installed already and usually ready to go. For the most part, there's nothing really required. Just check, the load rating and how heavy your trailer is.
Right. So how do you determine your vehicle towing capacity?
Okay. In most cases, the towing capacity. If you're purchasing a vehicle, I would be questioning your salesman first of all about whether this is the weight of trailer I have. I need to be able to tow it and not stress my engine or my transmission, and what do I need for capacity. Your gross vehicle weight ratings are usually always on the doors, so you can go by that. The trailers nowadays pretty well all have a tag on them with loaded, unloaded weight. So when you're shopping for a truck that matches your trailer, you want to make sure that you can pull properly, especially if you're one of the people that likes to go to the mountains and the hilly areas of Alberta.
Right. And myself I was in sales previously, and one of the things that I like to say is that if you are shopping for the truck and the trailer kind of thing, I would definitely look at talking to your truck salesperson and letting them know before you buy the trailer how heavy your trailer is that you're thinking of buying and what kind of truck you need. Because a lot of times you do go to some trailering companies and those guys aren't professional salespeople for trucks. So they don't really know, what kind of truck you need to haul a big trailer, and where your truck salesperson does. So it's always good information, I think, to talk to this truck salesperson first and then purchase your vehicle, because then you know exactly that truck's going to tow that purchase.
And also that truck will stop that trailer.
Right.
You want to make sure your tires, your braking systems will match the load that you're towing, and
right.
So you're not overstressing that also.
Right. And the gross vehicle weight too, that's in the manual as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you can check out that as well. Now, what's the difference between dry weight and stuff like that? Like weight?
Yeah, wet and dry.
Yeah.
Dry weight basically is the weight of the trailer with nothing loaded, no water in the tanks, no sewage in the tanks. That's basically dry weight. And most people like to think that they don't haul that much stuff when they're camping, but you do. So.
Right.
So at some given time, you may even want to take it and have your trailer weighed when you're full with water and everything, so that you kind of have an idea how much weight you're actually towing. Most of them allow for anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 pounds, and there may even be trailers that allow more than that. But you definitely don't want to be over the weight limit too much. I mean,
right. Plus, you got your trailer's full of stuff, and plus you're gonna have your truck's gonna be full of maybe people,
yes.
And it's gonna be maybe full of all kinds of trinkets and toys, and maybe some sleeping bags and whatnot, generators,
yeah,
and so you got to keep that in mind as well, right?
Yes.
So when you're thinking of the load, you got to think of what you're putting in your trailer and what you're putting in your truck.
Yes. A lot of people don't take the truck into consideration when they're loading. Yeah, there's, you're loading it full of people, a tank of gas, a tank of water in the trailer. It adds a lot of weight to the trailer also.
Right. So another question is, how do you select the right hitch? Like, do you need, what kind of hitch you need, or is it a ball, or?
The ball size, basically, you don't want to ever go with the cheapest receiver you can find. I mean, that's just asking for trouble. The trailer people will generally let you know what size of ball you need. I mean, the ball sizes can range. If you're doing a horse trailer, if you're doing a travel trailer, it varies. I've found that out on my own, that for about a year I was driving around with the wrong size trailer ball. So definitely research that. I couldn't tell you exact sizes because they do change from trailer to trailer sometimes.
But the trailer people should know, like if you're buying a new trailer, you want to talk to the salesperson and make sure you get the right size.
Exactly, yeah.
Good. And then should you wire up your vehicle and trailer yourself, or should you get somebody to do that?
I would suggest that unless you're very, very comfortable doing that type of thing, that you would have a professional wire it up. There's nothing worse than going down a highway at nighttime and finding that you don't have any clearance lights or brake lights or tail lights. It's just a scary thing. I mean, your truck ones may work, but people can't see your truck when your trailer's behind you.
Right.
And location of trailer plugs is something that you want to make sure of too. A lot of people just say, oh, just throw a plug-in in it, and don't specify where they'd like to have it mounted, and that's sometimes very important.
Well, and plus you're talking about your safety, right? So
Right.
you're talking about your safety, and you're talking about the other people on the road as well.
Right.
So it's worth spending some money and getting it done properly.
Right. Most new trucks that have trailering packages, there's very little that you have to do to prepare for actually plugging it in and going.
Right.
I don't know, were we going to touch on trailer brakes also?
Trailer
The
brake.
controls? So
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my next question was, should you make sure you have a trailer brake controller?
Yes. A lot of trucks now do have integrated trailer brake controllers, which are really neat because it's part of the vehicle, and it's really very little required to set it up. They kind of automatically set the gain for you. Some of them do have a gain setting, which makes it nice. By gain, I mean the sensitivity of the brakes on the trailer. And if it doesn't come with it, again, it should be professionally installed. And it doesn't take that much time to actually install a brake control. Most trucks are wired for it, and it just has to be hooked to whatever controller you select.
Right. Well, good. So what about, some people like to flat tow the vehicle, some have to do a dolly tow. How do you tell if you can flat tow?
Yeah. We had actually this very question, excuse me, earlier this week, in that a fellow was asking about an all-wheel drive terrain. I'm just using that as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out, and I had to actually research this, that it's not possible to tow it unless you have a trailer with that you're driving up onto and towing it that way. And most people don't want to do that. Service or your owner's manual is the best information there. Just about every one of them has the information as to whether you can or can't
Right.
tow. If you do find out that you can dolly tow, which means the front wheel's off the ground, and if you can do that, you may have to leave your ignition on, you may have to pull a fuse. It explains all that in the owner's manual. And if you do, you also need to remember that when you stop for fuel or anything like that, that you should run the towed vehicle for at least 5 minutes or so, just to make sure the battery's up and that kind of thing.
So it's not dying on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. So that's it in a nutshell of what we're going to talk about today. Like I said, if you do have any other questions, please email us. Again, my email is timb@hildebrandmotors.com. Richard is Richard F at hildebrandmotors.com. Or give us a call here at Hildebrand Motors as well. The number is 403-556-3371. That's 403-556-3371. Don't hesitate to call or email us. We'd love to hear from you and answer any questions you have. And so that's it for today. And we may touch on some more of this on another time. But that's pretty much it for now. Did you have any more to add to that, Richard?
No, just safe trailering, and make sure you watch for the other people on the road when you're pulling your trailer. Also, it's sometimes that's taking your time is sometimes the best idea.
Right. So be safe out there, and have a great day.